This is the most bullish indication ever recorded. I promise you won't want to miss this video. After years of anticipation, the Xrp ETF will finally start trading. Finally, Ripple's Xrp is now well known throughout the world. Experts in cryptocurrency are even forecasting that Xrp may soon reach $35,000. Quite awesome, isn't it? Let's dissect it. You'll be blown away by this video. Disclaimer: a significant milestone is drawing near, and the Xrp community is a hive of activity. The Rex Osprey Xrp ETF will formally start trading tomorrow, according to Whale Insider. This is a significant moment for Xrp that may pave the way for widespread adoption. It's not simply another headline. What is the significance of an ETF then? Consider it this way. Investors can now purchase a box containing Xrp in place of the actual cryptocurrency. An ETF allows you to invest in Xrp without worrying about wallets, exchanges, or private keys, much like when you purchase a fruit basket rather than individual apples and oranges. It's a straightforward and controlled entry point into the cryptocurrency space. James Safart, an ETF expert for Bloomberg, pointed out that this ETF will have a different structure from the offerings of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Xrp ETF will function under the framework of a registered investment business, whereas those adhere to a trust-like organization, perhaps increasing its appeal to conventional investors. This detail is important since banks, hedge funds, retirement accounts, and institutional players all choose regulated frameworks that they can rely on. And why is this important for the price of Xrp? Because demand increases with accessibility. Big institutions that were unable to deal with Xrp because of custody or regulatory issues, as well as retail investors who were previously wary, now have an easy way to become involved. Since the fund needs to retain Xrp in order to support its shares, each additional dollar entering the ETF represents indirect buying pressure on Xrp. Nor is this ETF debut occurring in a vacuum. One of the largest derivatives exchanges in the world, the CME Group, has added Xrp and Solana options to its lineup. These are scheduled to launch on October 13th. It was best expressed by Giovanni Vicioso, global head of crypto products at CME. From active individual players to institutional investors, these new choices give traders more flexibility. More items translate into more stability, deeper liquidity, and eventually a more robust market. The introduction of the Xrp ETF, the growth of CME, and the recent legal clarification of Xrp following its SEC dispute all point to a token at last making its way into the major leagues of conventional finance. This is structural growth, not simply hype. The Xrp ETF has the potential to be a potent catalyst. Similar to how inflows from Bitcoin's ETF listings drove up prices, Xrp might see a similar spike. Simple economics predicts that prices would rise as demand increases and supply is constrained. This is when things start to get interesting. Experts in cryptocurrency are already expressing their forecasts, and I promise you that what's about to happen will astound you. The numbers they are discussing will surprise you. And after you hear them, you'll see why so many people think this could be Xrp's largest breakthrough to far. Xrp has always had its share of believers and dreamers, but in recent years, the predictions have gotten so far that they seem nearly unbelievable. One member on Xrp Queen encapsulated the spirit of the community with the succinct yet impactful slogan, "XRP to the moon." Another, a Monix, reassured followers that they would be rewarded for their patience. These posts support the rising sentiment that Xrp's time is coming and that long-term holders' patience may finally pay off. Then the shocker arrived. As noted by Jack the Rippler, Xrp experienced a brief spike to an incredible $9,864 on one exchange before plummeting once more. The occurrence sparked wild conjecture about what Xrp may accomplish under the right circumstances, even if it was probably a bug or a liquidity issue. MoneyBro added fuel to the fire by revealing that Wall Street analysts estimate Xrp's goal price to be between $10,000 and $35,000. These kinds of numbers may seem unreal, Yet they have gone viral and captured the interest of cryptocurrency enthusiasts worldwide. Crypto analyst The Real Remy Relief added to the excitement by predicting that if we continue on this run, 1,000 XRP will arrive sooner than you might have imagined. He suggested in his message that investors transfer XRP to cold wallets for security. He also hinted at a future in which XRP would act as the foundation of international finance when he said, "Ripple XRP is the new Fed Treasury." With 59.7 billion coins in circulation, XRP is now trading at about $3. This makes it challenging to mathematically support projections of $1,000 or even $10,000. At $1,000, XRP's market value would be close to $60 trillion, which is more than the current size of the world economy. Either a significant reduction in supply or global adoption of XRP as a reserve currency would be required for that to occur. Nevertheless, forecasts such as these are crucial. They pique interest, encourage hope, and maintain community involvement in uncertain times. And it's not all fiction. XRP's ecosystem is growing, its legal disputes are mostly over, and its contribution to international payments keeps getting bigger. Even while four-figure price objectives are still out of reach, the ETF launch and CME options give it greater respectability and generate genuine momentum that can lead to consistent increases. Balance is the most important lesson for investors. Although large sums like $1,000 or $35,000 make news, they should be viewed as hypothetical situations rather than certain results. The fact that XRP is at last entering the financial mainstream is more significant. Long-term believers will prevail if they combine their infectious optimism with diligence, study, and risk management. Let's now discuss Ripple's international collaborations. Behind the scenes, Ripple is doing more than just cryptocurrency. It is stealthily dominating the global financial infrastructure. In all honesty, this may be the most positive indication for XRP that we have ever seen. Everything could alter depending on what happens next. Therefore, Japan is turning out to be a crucial battleground as Ripple's global acceptance continues to pick up speed. With the introduction of its new SBI Hyperdeposit Banking Service, SBI Group, a longtime Ripple partner, is spearheading the effort. I appreciate you watching. Please remember to hit the like button, leave a comment with your ideas or questions, and, most importantly, remember to subscribe if you found the information informative and enjoyable.